The penultimate round of the 2014 BRSCC MX-5 SuperCup brings us to the Rockingham Motor Speedway in Northamptonshire. A great performance by Matt Davies sees him puts it on pole position with Anthony Neild keeping him company. Row 2 is Liam Murphy and Abby Eaton. The third row is Tom Roche and John Davies. Row 4 sees Justin Newnham and Robert Way. Russell Tamplin and Carl Andrew on the 5th row, Julian Taylor and Simon Fleet on row 6, row 7 is Adam Brindle and Jeff Gurrier, row 8 is Jim Hart and Ray Grimes, and the 9th row is Will Chappell, Gary Townsend, who does seem to be missing, and Christopher Lord all alone in 19th position. The 5-second board has been given. Look at this fantastic sight of the very wide start-finish straight at the Rockingham Speedway as they will be going through turn 1, the banked turn 1 of this oval. They stay spread, and we're on board with Matt Davies, third in the championship. He needs to stay ahead of his rivals, Abby Eaton and Tom Roche. Those two are only separated by 3 points, but Matt Davies needs to do more. They are now storming through that banked corner, turn 1, but they will then be funneling down into Dean Hairpin. You see the brake lights are on, nobody seems to be locking up at the moment, and Anthony Neild has taken a fantastic lead there. He got the jump off the line, but he's managed to carry it all the way down to Dean Hairpin. They're now heading down towards Yetwood for the first time, and it is Matt Davies only lost that 1 position. He's still in 2nd position, but Anthony Neild's managed to make a little bit of a break at the moment. Everything trying to sort it out. They look like Liam Murphy under pressure by John Davies there as they disappear through Chapman Curve, heading through the Piff Path up towards the left-hander of Kirby for the first time, and Abby Eaton's closed in massively on Matt Davies there. You could see it, but guess what? She's got that usual orange car for company. Tom Roche is only 3 points ahead of Abby Eaton in the championship as they arrived here at Rockingham Motor Speedway near Corby. Abby Eaton is all over the back. We see them sort of a bit 2 by 2 as they go through, a bit Noah's Ark, and they're heading along towards Tarzan for the first time, the right-hander, and that looks like a move's being made there. I think is that Adam Brindle. It is. It's Adam Brindle diving up the inside there of Russell Tamplin, and in fact I think we've got Robert Way, the burgundy car of Robert Way, is trying to get involved as well. That indeed, as they go along School Straight, there's 3 abreast, and I think that Robert Way decided that he was on the outside as they head into the Brook chicane, that nothing was going to happen. What a great move there by car number 16 though. Adam Brindle dived up the inside and he's made it stick, and he's ahead of that 4-car train. Brilliant performance there as they come through to complete that first lap. It is still Anthony Neild has managed to get away. This is a 12-lap race. There's still 11 to go. Very wide line being taken by Anthony Neild there. But look at that, the 2nd and 3rd place, Matt Davies, Abby Eaton glued together. But that has actually enabled Tom Roche to get up the inside of Abby Eaton, and nicely, cleanly done there. Manages to take that 3rd position. In fact, Abby Eaton's having to defend now from the blue and yellow car of Liam Murphy. But in turn, Liam Murphy has car number 93, John Davies, all over the back of him. It really is. You would think it's the end of the race, not the start. Great shot there of the Piff Path, left, right, left, as they then head up to the left-hander of Kirby. It is car number 11 there, Liam Murphy, still holding off car number 93, John Davies, but in turn is desperately trying to close in on Abby Eaton. But Abby Eaton is determined to get back in front of a championship rival. 3 points separating them, remember, as they arrived here. Although I think Tom Roche has managed to have all the drop scores already. Abby Eaton hasn't finished out below 6th, I don't think. So still has some big scores to drop. But even after those drop scores at the minute, pro rata, it seems to have them split by 3. There is car number 9. Excuse me. That's Anthony Neild still holding in the lead. As I say, great performance that he's normally working on the Porsche cars as opposed to driving them. So jumped in here and great performance, holding off, pulling away still by Matt Davies. It's probably similar distance to what it was previously. And look at this side by side again, and that looked like Abby Eaton took the very typical slipstream move there. Darted herself out to the outside, carried the speed through, but she's not been able to get herself to the inside as they head into Dean Hairpin for the second time. And look at that, our 2nd place car, Matt Davies, has actually outbraked himself, unfortunately. That is not what he wanted. He was needed to finish ahead of Abby Eaton and Tom Roche in this, and not only has he let those two through, but he's actually lost another 2 positions in the meantime. So not the ideal corner there. He had a great second position, actually was becoming rather lonely, but he's got it to work all to do again. So that's from pole position. He's going to be kicking himself, but hopefully he'll get that calmed down and show why he had the pole position in the first place. As we look at 118 Russell Tamplin currently holding off car number 6, I think that is, Julian Taylor. And we saw Adam Brindle manage to get past him heading into Tarzan a couple of laps ago. And Brindle is still ahead of him at the moment, but he hasn't managed to shake off car number 118. Russell Tamplin is determined to get back, and in fact they're heading down to Tarzan. Is he going to return the compliment? No, it looks like he's keeping himself on the outside there at the moment. But is that Robert Way that's actually ahead of them now? It looked like it may well have been, so it's all changed there. Here is Matt Davies. Let's see, is he kicking himself? He looks, what a fantastic relaxed style there by Matt Davies. He's going to make up those positions if he stays that relaxed. There's nothing that relaxed about 16 Adam Brindle at the moment, because he has Russell Tamplin just closing in on him, hand over fist, as we look at Tom Roche there. And just ahead of him is actually Liam Murphy now, so that's all changed there as well. So a minute ago he was joined with Abby Eaton. He's now been passed by Liam Murphy, and he's got John Davies, car number 93, all over the back of him. So something didn't go quite right there, just off camera, for our championship leader Tom Roche. But look at it, this is the beauty of these MX-5 SuperCup races. They are never pedestrian. They might sort of change which ones are glued together, but you're always going to have 2, 3, sometimes 7 line astern as they head through the left-hander of Kirby onto Steel Straight, heading down towards Gracelands. So it's a brilliant mix that they get here of turns 1 and 4 of the oval, and then the infield. It's a great facility, a good mix of circuits that they're able to set up here at Rockingham Motor Speedway. And Tom Roche is diving up the inside of Liam Murphy. It looks like he's managed to make that stick, but actually he's going to run rather wide as they head onto School Straight, and Liam Murphy's going to hope that he's got the power on, although he's going to be on the outside as they head down towards Brook Chicane. But is he going to get enough done before they arrive at Brook Chicane? As we look forward from car number 91, our pole man Matt Davies, he had a grandstand seat, and Tom Roche has made it stick. So Tom Roche moves himself up ahead of Liam Murphy, and it's now pretty much a 4-car train. We said that Matt Davies would look to close in, and he certainly has. Now, are they falling over each other enough, so much that they're not going to be able to close on the front two? It's still Anthony Neal from Abby Eaton. Abby's going to be relieved because she can look forward instead of backwards now. Liam Murphy's still not done, is he, in that blue and yellow car? He's determined to move up. He started 3rd on the grid, remember. He's currently running in 4th position. He wants that 3rd at least back again. See a bit of a dent there. Car number 93, John Davies, on the nose. So that goes to show how close it's been, the racing here. I do love the MX-5 because it's always close, but invariably good racing. Rubbin's Racing is a rather famous movie quoted. And of course, I say that there's a telltale sign of where that dent from 93 possibly came from, with a bit of bumper hanging off of the back of Tom Roche's bright orange car there. They're heading down towards Gracelands again. Left-hander, then a short squirt up a straight into the Tarzan hairpin. Great overtaking opportunity, and is Liam Murphy looking up the inside? Oh, and there's a locked brake from Matt Davies, and he's moving up on John Davies, and he was determined to make that move, and he has. And I think, yeah, we just jumped back and saw that from on board by Matt Davies. He's made it stick, he's moved himself up, so he's up into 5th position now. Remember that our leader is Anthony Neal, 2nd Abby Eaton. Then a big gap at the moment. Tom Roche currently in that 3rd, but I wouldn't put money on it staying that way, especially as you look at it now that Liam Murphy's got himself positioned, so he's on the inside. Look at the front two as well. Abby Eaton has closed right in on Anthony Neal. She's decided he's had enough of enjoying that gap at the front, and she's coming to try and take that away. She wants to make this stick because she was 3 points behind Tom Roche. She can see that there's a gap back, but at the moment Tom Roche is only one position behind her. She needs to maximise the difference to that bright orange car. It's not like she won't be able to see it in her mirrors. She'll know which one it is, and she is all over the back of Anthony Neild. Absolutely outstanding, the performance. I hope we're going to see a lot more of Anthony Neild behind the wheel instead of under the bonnet. I'm sure he's great under the bonnet, but he's showing just how good he is behind the wheel as well. And Abby Eaton is looking to move up the inside as they're going to head down towards Gracelands. That is the left-hander. She's on the inside. No, she's just got on the brakes to make sure that they weren't going to make contact. Now it's the right-hander of Tarzan heading up for Abby Eaton's taking a wide line. Good defensive line there by Anthony Neild. Just covered the inside, then moved it to the middle so that there was no way for Abby to make the move at that stage. Here we go. Matt Davies is all over the back of Liam Murphy, who in turn is all over the orange car of Tom Roche. This looks like they are heading down towards the right-hander of Tarzan. Difficult to tell when I'm on board, but Anthony Neild comes across to complete yet another lap. This time nothing relaxed about the positions. Black and white flag being shown for somebody there, couldn't see the number, I'm afraid. We have lost Will Chappell already for this race, I'm afraid to say, and Tom Roche has now got Liam Murphy side by side, and Tom Roche has covered that inside line as they head round turn 1 down towards Dean Hairpin, and they are still side by side, but is he going to leave Liam Murphy hung out to dry? Davies are just behind them. It is still the grey car of Matt Davies from the silver car of John Davies. Big dent in the front of John Davies, as we've already seen. Bodywork hanging off the back of Tom Roche, and that's just been is that trying to be removed there by Liam Murphy? That looks pretty close there. He's determined to get himself back up through there as they head through the Piff Path, and then the left-hander of Kirby bring themselves onto Kirby Straight, a rather fast left-hander of Gracelands, before they come into that great braking bend of Tarzan. So through they go. This is Gracelands. On the power again, heading along the straight towards Tarzan. We've seen a number of the drivers do this already. On the brakes, diving up the inside of this hairpin right-hander. Oh, and a big lock-up by Liam Murphy there. That looked rather uncomfortable, and it has actually lost him. Is it going to be 2? It is. It's 2 positions. That's going to be very frustrating for Matt Davies there. Pole position, man, remember. Sorry, for Liam Murphy. Sorry, we flicked to the on-board and that threw me there that we were on board with Matt Davies. Liam Murphy's going to be frustrated. He started in 3rd on the grid, and he was really putting pressure on Tom Roche to take that 3rd back again, but big lock-up heading into Tarzan across the start-finish straight. It is Tom Roche in that 3rd position, holding off Matt Davies, our pole position man. Matt Davies looking towards the inside as they head through Dean Hairpin, but it's now the right-hander of Yentwood, so Tom Roche has got the inside covered, but he's sticking with it, isn't he? Matt Davies is sticking with it all the way around the outside. Surely not, because it's another right-hander of Chapman Curve. But now he's going to be on the inside, and he's done it. Heading into Piff Path, he's managed to make that move, and look at that. Following through is number 93, John Davies, has managed to make that move as well. It obviously threw Tom Roche offline sufficiently that meant that he wasn't able to hold it through. And that really was a fantastic performance by Matt Davies there. That was about 3 corners that was teed up for. Through Dean Hairpin, through the right-hander of Yentwood and Chapman Curve. He was on the outside for both of those, but he kept his foot in. And then as the left-hander, he was on the inside as they started into Pit Path, and he made it move. Tom Roche then had to concede another position to the silver car of John Davies, 93. There's car number 7, Ray Grimes. Great to see Ray Grimes out here. A lot of us will be very aware of his attributes, and a number of people have some fantastic driver coaching from Ray Grimes, so great to see him out there. Do we seem to have lost Liam Murphy? Liam Murphy seems to have dropped away there, unfortunately. So was that lock-up not just an accidental lock-up, but did he have a problem? He seems to have disappeared at the moment, so we'll have to keep an eye on that in a second. Look at this, we've got That's Simon Fleet looking to make a move on car number 7, Ray Grimes. We were just talking about Ray Grimes, but Simon Fleet is looking to get himself up the inside all the way through turn 1. He's still going to be on the inside for Dean Hairpin, but he looks a little bit far away at the moment. Yellow flag showing there, so he's got to tuck himself back in. There we go, there's Liam Murphy. He is off indeed. So as he was heading down into Dean Hairpin, he's taking it straight on. I wonder whether that was the brakes yet again, because they arrive in Dean Hairpin. You see the brake lights glowing for a long time, so that's a real shame for Liam Murphy. Started third on the grid and finds himself out of this race. Hopefully it's not blown it apart too much at the front, but we'll see that very shortly, I'm sure. Ray Grimes, car number 7, still holding off Simon Fleet. And I think... and Ray Grimes has gone wide there, so Simon Fleet has managed to get himself up the inside. I think that's probably for about position 12, I believe. And now we're looking at car number 6. That's Julian Taylor, who's diving up the inside there. I think, is that car number 10, Christopher Lord. If it's Christopher Lord, he started right on the back of the grid, didn't post a qualifying time. So that would be a great performance by Christopher Lord if I was able to see that correctly. I got it wrong, sorry. It's car number 61, which is Carl Andrew. He's just holding off Julian Taylor. They were 10th and 11th on the grid, so they're still joined together as they come across the line. Only a few more laps to go as they head along this very wide straight. Bank turn 1, still reaching some great speeds heading down, and then on the brakes you'll suddenly see them light up. There we go, brakes are on and we're looking up the inside. There is Julian Taylor, car number 6, bit of a lock up, but he's managed to get it stopped before he got too close to car number 61, Carl Andrew. But we know what Julian Taylor wants. He wants to get ahead of Carl Andrew. Joined together, look at that, heading through the right-hander of Yentwood, then into the right-hander of Chapman Curve, the left, right of Pivpath. Still Carl Andrew, the black car, holding off, but only just. Julian Taylor keeps closing in at some opportune moments. Left-hander of Kirby now. Is he going to be able to take this speed all the way onto Steel Straight, then carry it through Graceland? So he's got the pace as he's heading onto the straight. We're back with our leader. Abby Eaton has got that lead, coming through to complete yet another lap, and was just looking into the distance there. And so number 6 has got through. Julian Taylor did make that move. It looked like he was on the power heading down the Steel Straight into Gracelands. I wondered whether it was going to be this corner Tarzan, but actually it's swapped around here at Tarzan, and it is car number 61, Carl Andrew, that has managed to dive himself up the inside this time at that great out-braking position. I do love Tarzan. I am a huge fan of watching him into there. He's very often a brave overtaking position. Going through Brook Chicane brings them back onto the oval part of the circuit, just kind of missing out turn 4 onto the start-finish straight. And along, and you see just how wide it is. As I said before, it's what makes it so entertaining. Is they can go like 5 abreast quite easily on that straight through this banked corner, and then they're all on the brakes and funneling into Dean Hairpin. And again we see on the brakes, and it is number 6, Julian Taylor's got it back again from 61, Carl Andrew. This isn't over, is it, by any stretch of the imagination? And they are through Dean, heading down towards the right-hander of Yentwood. Is still looking, but very cautiously, not diving up the inside when he knows he's just too far away. He's not going to waste that opportunity. He's going to keep getting himself closer and closer, and he'll make that move at the right opportunity. Heading up through Pivpath. Then it'll be the left-hander of Kirby. This was the last time round that it was the other way round, and it was car number 6, Julian Taylor, that took the pace through Kirby onto Steel Straight and carried it through Gracelands. Are they going to reverse that trend this time? They are indeed. Look at that as they head up into the left-hander of Gracelands. This time it's Carl Andrew that dives up the inside of Julian Taylor, but will Julian Taylor do the same back when they head into Tarzan's? It's kind of do-si-do. They're swapping moves, aren't they? There's our leader, Abby Eaton, still ahead of Anthony Neild and pulling away. Bit of lock up there, was that? Bit of smoke coming off the back, not a big one. I hope that's not a problem for Abby, as they're under the brakes, onto the brakes into Dean Hairpin. Just didn't quite look enough to be still coming off that rear left by the looks of it. Anthony Neild be keeping an eye on that one to see whether it's able to make any move there. At the moment, though, heading through pit lap, there is still that smoke. So is it actually just some rubbing bodywork potentially? Eaton probably in these dying stages of this race in the lead, with a championship rival a long way behind, will probably be hearing and feeling everything going, suggesting it could go wrong on this car, desperately hoping she can get it to the end. Through the left-hander of Graceland, along the straight, and then the tight right-hander of Tarzan Hairpin. Doesn't have to go defensive because Anthony Neild is far enough back that she doesn't have to be overly cautious. Great performance by Anthony Neild. Started second, is currently running second, and has put on one heck of a show here. They head along School Straight and headed into Brook, ready to complete yet another lap. And there we have Julian Taylor, car number 6 now. Where's Carl Andrew, 61? We've been watching this race. Carl Andrew is in front, so they still continue to go back and forth. And here comes Abby Eaton coming through to take the checkered flag. 12 laps completed. She takes the victory. A fantastic performance. Second place. Cracking performance by Anthony Neild. Third, we had Matt Davies, our pole position man. Matt had that incident we saw drop him down to 5th, but he got himself up into 3rd. 4th was John Davies. 5th, Tom Roche. So Tom Roche was 4 positions behind Abby Eaton. She'll be delighted with those points that she can make up there. 6th was Justin Newnham. 7th, Robert Way. Russell Tamplin. 9th was Adam Brindle. 10th, Carl Andrew. 11th, Julian Taylor. Christopher Lord finished 12th. Simon Fleet, Ray Grimes, Jeff Gurrier and Jim Hart round out your 16 finishers. Look forward to more of that in race 2 here at Rockingham.